thought you said this Vern was a friend of yours.
Oh, Vern's just like that. He'll do anything for a laugh. Come on. It's Santa's little party helper.
Hi.
This is Harmony. She's been having a tough time, so I'm helping her out. You know, kind of a father image kind of thing. As the twig is bent, so grows the tree. Know what I mean? It'll look good right over here.
Nice place. It's really you.
Yeah, I just sit right in there. Don't worry, I'll make it fit. You know, hang up. Cancel and some lights on this puppy. Oh. Party punch. Yeah, that ought to hold.
Hey guys, it's Spy Cat with my cat, and I'm finally doing my Christmas video collection. I'm going to start with my 80s movies, some of my all-time favorite childhood movies, and kind of go on to the later movies. But let's go through them. Alright guys, first up we have my Biography of Santa Claus DVD. Kind of cool. Just a biography about the history of Santa Claus. Thought I'd add it to the collection in the Christmas collection. And then I have my Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, part of the gold collection of the Disney movies. Great movie, has I think like 3 stories on it. Has the Goofy one, the Mickey and Minnie one, and the Donald Duck one. Might have more than that. I love this thing though. I mean, it's great. If you see it as a nice picture on the CD, it's got your little previews or whatever. So great movie. And next up we have The Snowman and the Snowman and the Snow Dog. So The Snowman came out in 1982. Really good movie. This used to play on TV all the time when I was a kid. It was pretty much all that was on TV when I was like a kid and just watching TV during like December and stuff. Great movie. I decided not to open it because this movie's actually it was out of print, and it was actually one of the highest movies on eBay. It went for like $300 or something, but they just released it this year, so I thought I'd pick it up, you know, and it's really cool, you know, I like it. And next up, in 1984, they released one of my favorite movies. This is one of the first movies I ever saw on TV. I think it was Channel 7 back when I was a kid, and they played this movie all the time. Great movie, man. This movie just is great, and it kind of gives you the creeps when you're a kid, but I loved it, though. And it's Gremlins. I mean, look at the original. I got the snapback case. It's got the original poster, the exact same poster that came out when the movie was released. It's got the old snapback case. You got him, one of the head gremlins riding on the bike. You know, this is the first DVD that came out with this movie, was this one. And then a couple years later, they released Gremlins Special Edition. I don't really like this poster, you know. I kind of like the original a whole lot better. I mean, it's just way cooler, you know. This is just, you know. But it's got that same picture of him riding the bike on the cover, and that's how the CD looks. Great movie, man. It's just don't like the case that much, but I guess it's got some different special features. That it's got extra 10 minutes of never before seen footage, behind the scenes documentary, a couple featurettes. So kind of cool. And next up, coming out in 1986, was The Christmas Star. I never watched this movie as a kid, but I just picked it up. It was in the Christmas section. I think it was only like $3 or something, so I had to get it. I mean, it's Disney, 86 movie, Christmas movie, just had to get it. And, you know, it's got your CD, and it's got the pictures right there. Probably the same ones that were on the back of the VHS, you know, when that came out. But great, you know. Great all-time 80s Christmas movie, you know, I gotta watch it. And next up, guys, we have another one of my favorite movies. This one's actually rated R, so don't let the kids watch it, you know what I mean? But it's actually not even that bad for an R movie. It's kind of weird. But great movie, John Candy, Steve Martin. You know, what was that other movie? Due Date, I think it was, copies this movie. That's with Robert Downey Jr. and that one guy from Hangover. But that didn't even come close to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You know, this is just a great movie. I had to have watched this movie at least 10 times. But pretty cool. Let me show you how that's how the CD looks. First edition, first one that came out on DVD was this. I think they had another edition, but you know, I'm a fool for the original posters that came out when the movie was released. So glad I have this in the collection of the Christmas movies, you know. And next up we have another one of my favorite movies, Ernest Saves Christmas. That was the clip that was in the beginning of this video, was a scene from that. And if you haven't seen this movie and you're over like 25, you must have been under a rock or something, because I mean, it's Ernest Saves Christmas. Great movie. I mean, the opening scene, he's a cab driver and he's all over the road and he's swerving the car a bunch of times and he's just being Ernest. He's crazy and, you know, he's funny, and I love it, man. This is definitely one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. And that's how the inside looks, guys. You know, these were the same pictures that were on the back of the VHS tape. I remember it. And that's the thing about the beginning DVDs. They always kept the original poster. They always kept the original scenes from the back of the VHS tape. And all the Blu-rays don't do that for some reason. That's why, you know, I really like DVDs a lot better. You know, I don't fall for all the new crap, you know what I mean? And great movie, though. Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. And next up we have Bill Murray in Scrooged, another Paramount movie. I don't really remember this movie. I think it was kind of like an adult movie when I was a kid, so I didn't really watch it. Never really gave it a chance either. I mean, I think I've seen it, but I just don't remember it. You know, it's an 80s Christmas movie, so I just had to get it, you know. So, Scrooged, 88. And last up, I mean, everybody remembers the cover of Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase. I mean, I remember you were probably a kid in the video store and you grabbed this movie and your dad was like, nope, you know, it's PG-13 or R, it's PG-13, you know, so didn't get to watch it. But great movie, though. I remember it. And, you know, it's got all the original pictures in it. It's got that cool one with Chevy Chase in the chair. I think that's Chevy Chase. But, great movie, man. And that was 1989 that this one was released. One of the last Christmas 80 movies released. And next up, we're going on to 90s movies now, guys. Still my childhood, still great movies, great kind of Christmassy movies. Well, we have Dutch, and this is a John Hughes film. It's got the guy from Married with Children. I don't think that kid did any more movies after this movie, I'm pretty sure. But a great movie. It's like Home Alone, but like the PG-13 kind of version, you know what I mean? And just a great movie. I watched this one a ton of times when I was a kid. Great movie. The kid is just a pain in the ass. And Ted, I mean, look at that picture, guys. That is a great picture, man. But, you know, he's just driving Bundy fucking crazy, you know what I mean? And great movie. He's just a spoiled brat, and really funny movie, man. Great movie from my childhood. And next up we have Home Alone 2 coming out in 92, I think. Yeah, 92. And great movie. I don't know where my Home Alone 1 is. I think I lent it to someone and didn't get it back. So I gotta get Home Alone 1. I can't have part 2 and not have 1, especially in the huge DVD collection that I have. But great movie. You know, everyone remembers this movie. Daniel Stern's great. Joe Pesci's great. Just a great movie, man. Great Christmas movie. And next up, we have a movie that came out in 1994. It's one of my favorite movies as a kid, The Santa Claus. And part 2 and 3, I wouldn't even spend time watching. I mean, I have those just to have them, but part 2 is horrible. And that one came out in 2003. And Part 3 I just couldn't even watch. I mean, I don't know. And it's weird because that came out in 94. This one came out in 94. This one came out in 2004 3. And then this one came out in 2007. So it's like, they should have just kept it with 1. There was nothing, you know, it was all about 1 anyway. You didn't need Part 2 and 3, you know? And my cat's got a cold, guys. And another movie that came out in 1994 was Miracle on 34th Street. Great movie. I got it for, I think, only $2.99. It was in the package, but I was listening to this, guys, and it's like something's loose in there, and I'm just going to open it, and I'm just going to open it. But great movie, though. Let's open it. Why not? Well, I guess the DVD wasn't loose. It was this thing, guys, that was loose. And these are when DVDs just got released. I mean, these were some of the first movies that were released on DVD. It's got the old packet there. We got the paper, thick paper with the pictures on it. Pretty cool, guys. Man, I remember this movie. This is a great Christmas movie, guys. But Miracle on 34th Street. And next up we have Home for the Holidays. I saw this one in the theater. It was boring as hell when I saw it in the theater because I was like 12 years old. But I watched it recently, and it's you know, it's a great movie. You don't really realize what the kind of adult PG movies. You know, back then they had the PG movies that were kind of more adult. Well, it's PG-13. I got to see it before I was 13, though, guys. And, you know, it's got the original, that's the exact poster that came out with the movie when the movie was released in the theater. So, just had to grab it. Add it to the collection. I love 80s and 90s movies, as you guys know. And then we have one of my favorite movies. Another movie I saw in the theater when I was a kid was, came out in 1998, was Jingle All the Way. And what's really stupid is they just recently came out with another Jingle All the Way with Larry the Cable Guy. Of course I bought it, you know, I had to. But they didn't need to do Part 2. I mean, what would Part 2 even be about? The kid's like, got to be like 30 years old now, you know what I mean? So it's kind of stupid. But great movie. I remember I watched this in the theater. It's got Sinbad in it. They're fighting over getting a toy in the store that's all sold out. Him and Sinbad. The whole movie is about that, pretty much. And it's got your great comedy in it and everything. Great movie. And, Sweetie's is sneezing all over the place. She's got a Christmas cold, I guess. And then we have Jingle All the Way 2, 2014. Haven't watched this movie, but, you know, it's probably funny. He's actually really good, and I like how he keeps it fairly clean. He's never in, like, PG-13 movies. He's just does kind of kids movies, you know. He doesn't really take it overboard with the profanity and all that stuff, so that's kind of cool. And next up, guys, we have a movie that was released in 1998. There was 2 movies that were 1998 that I have, and that's I'll Be Home for Christmas. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the home improvement guy. Great movie. I remember this one when I was a kid. It was on ABC, I think, on TGIF. I think they didn't play the normal 4 episodes on TGIF Fridays. Instead, they played this movie, I think, and pretty good. I like it, man. Can't go wrong with this. I love the 90s movies, and these 2 were pretty much the last Christmas 90s movies that were made. And then we have Michael Keaton. That's the guy in Batman and Batman Returns, Multiplicity, which I don't have that movie anymore. I'm kind of mad that I sold it. Kind of want that movie again. I gotta find it. Haven't seen it, actually. But, you know, Jack Frost, snapback case. It's got cool pictures in it, you know. It's the first release DVD. I think they came out with another version of this movie, but like I said, I like the old first edition posters that came out that they used when they first started coming out with DVDs. I love it. Jack Frost is a great movie. I saw this movie pretty much when it came out. I was in Reading when I saw it, but pretty cool. Saw it in school. Saw it a couple times actually because it's pretty good. But you know, Jack Frost. Alright guys, now we're on to 2000 movies, so these aren't in any kind of order. I'm not going to say every year on the movies. I just kind of like saying the 90s and 80s because that's my childhood days, you know what I mean? But I got Santa Who, Leslie Nielsen, great Disney movie. Great movie, man. If you haven't seen this, it's a good Christmas movie, And then we have Call Me Claus. I think both these movies are pretty early 2000s, though, I know that. Whoopi Goldberg. This is one of the last movies she made before she just turned totally horrible. And, yeah, but her time, her prime was like the 90s and like early 2000 movies. And then she just, she's pretty horrible now. She's on The View. She's just horrible. She's got a whole feministic attitude. And, I don't know. She's just different now to me. She's not like the Whoopi that I grew up with as a kid, And then we have Elf. Saw this movie in the theater. Great movie. It's the 2-disc double edition. You got disc 1, widescreen. You got the other one, special features. You got the paper in there. Great movie. New Line Cinema. This is pretty early 2002, guys. Like 2003, I think. We got Noel. Haven't seen this movie. I just bought it because it was pretty cheap. And it's got Penelope Cruz, Paul Walker. He's he got killed in that car wreck. But I'm gonna watch this movie though. I guess he's a cop. It looks like from the back of the movie. He's got that badge on him. So looks like a good movie though. I can't wait to watch it. And then we have a holiday to remember. Randy Travis. I like Randy Travis. I don't care what anyone says. I don't listen to any country except him, and I don't even really consider him country. He does a lot of God music and Christian music. He's a real devout Christian, and he's actually dying. I don't think he has much longer to live. He can't move. He can't talk. He's just his wife, or I don't know what she is, kind of takes care of him and stuff. And he was at the Grammy Awards, and he couldn't even talk. I mean, it's probably going to be really soon that till he dies. Hopefully he doesn't. But he's a great guy. But it's crazy that he can't talk anymore and stuff. And next up we have Nothing Like the Holidays. Haven't seen this movie yet. Gonna watch it pretty soon though. It looks like a good movie. It's a Latin family Christmas, I guess, so it's going to be pretty funny. It's got Jay Hernandez. He didn't do too many movies. He just did Living the Life, and the one he's really famous for is, what's that one? It's with Kristen Dunst, I think, Crazy Beautiful, where she's just a crazy chick, and he's just like, they fall in love, and it's a really cute movie. I saw that one in the theater. That was on 99. We got Deck the Halls, or no, it was 2001, I think. But we got Deck the Halls, Danny DeVito, Matthew Broderick. He is from San Francisco, went to school with one of my neighbors, actually. Pretty cool guy. Both these guys are great actors, man, and it's crazy that they did a movie together. They're just neighbors that are pretty much like kind of going head to head, They don't get along. They're both trying to do each other out and stuff, and top the other one with the best Christmas lights and decorations and crap like that. But cool movie though. And then we got Stealing Christmas. Tony Danza, great movie. He's just trying to get over on everyone, so it's a great movie. It's got Betty White. Cool movie, man. Let's get to these other ones, guys, and I'll almost be done. Christmas with the Cranks. Tim Allen, can't go wrong with this one. I think Columbia put this one out. I think it's like later 2000. Still a great movie. They decide to pretty much skip out on town on Christmas. They don't want to celebrate Christmas. They don't want to spend the money. They decide to go to Hawaii, and it's like this force just doesn't let them like go on vacation, and they end up going back home. And the great movie, man. Really good, good-hearted, good-feeling movie. You know what I mean? And then we got Four Christmases, and this is a really good movie too. Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon. They're basically, he's got 2 sets of parents on his side, so does she, so they're just trying to go to 4 different houses on the night of Christmas, and it's just really funny. The first house he goes to, his brother just like kicks his ass like 3 times, and it's pretty cool, pretty funny. Great movie. It looks like we have another Vince Vaughn one. Fred Claus. He basically becomes a new Santa Claus, pretty much, kind of like the Santa Claus. But great movie, lots of comedy in this one. I love it. And then I recently got this one at the flea market for only $5. This is brand new. Like, this came out in 2015. So haven't seen it yet, but Best Man 1 was a great movie. I saw that in the theater. It's got all my favorite actors in it. Great movie, though, man. I can't wait to watch this one. And if you haven't seen the first one, see that one before you see this one, because it's a great movie. All the same actors in it, too, so that's kind of cool. This is another one that I went on. It's probably on one of my videos when I went to Berkeley, but no, I got this one in San Francisco, I think. But Christmas Pageant, you know, one of the Lifetime movies, I'm pretty sure. It's got the family approved like symbol. I kind of like collecting those movies too. And then we have Three Wise Guys, Tom Arnold. I just got this. This was actually a 50-cent movie. As you could see, it was owned by another video store. I mean, 50 cents. Can't go wrong, you know. And Tom Arnold, you know, he's great. Doesn't really, I guess the only Christmas thing is her wearing a hat, but it was in the Christmas section, 50 cents, so had to get it. And these are kind of joke Christmas movies. They're not really Christmas movies, but they're just like, I remember the preview of this had the jingle bells in the thing, so it takes place in like December, but it's not like really Christmassy, but is the ref. You know, Kevin Spacey, Dennis Leary's in it, so he didn't do too many movies. Great movie. I think this is like another 90s movie, 94, I think. Great movie, though, man. It's Touchstone, you know, you don't see too many Touchstone movies. Or is it Columbia? No, it's Touchstone. And then we have Battered Santa Claus. You know, this actually can ruin Christmas for you. It just has a real negative thing on Christmas. I saw this in the theater too, and it was pretty funny. And it's crazy because the one guy that died that's in House Guest is in it, and it's his last movie. I can't remember his name. Phil Hartman or something like that. But his last movie, though, Billy Bob Thornton. This is the first comedy I think that he did besides the one with the Ernest guy, Jim Varney, when he did what's that movie called? Daddy's something. Daddy's Boys or something like that. And then we have Bill Goldberg's Santa Sleigh. Just kind of a joke Christmas movie. Slasher film. Kind of cool. You know, it's got Bill Goldberg, so that's kind of cool. And then I got this recently too, guys. It was in the Christmas section, so I just grabbed it. I wish for wings that work. God, my mouth is like cotton mouth. Probably from taking a couple dabs when I got home from work. But, you know, great movie though, guys. And it was actually a children's book, and they made it into a movie. You know, it's never the same as the book, but still, it's cool. You know, I just read the book, so I just grabbed the movie. Didn't even know that they turned this book into a movie, but that's kind of cool. It's got a Christmas feel. And yeah, guys, I got this. It was only $1.99, and I think the Barney movies might go out of print soon. It's not really popular, and I could have sworn I heard someone say that the Barney movies, there's a couple that are worth a lot of money on eBay. But, you know, haven't seen this. Probably not going to watch it. Just had to get it for the collection and stuff. And the next movie isn't Christmas movies at all, but it's just snow and mountains. So, and you know, I just love adventure movies, so we're just going to go through these real quick. 8 Below, you know, Paul Walker, great Disney movie, good adventure movie, kind of in the snow. You got Clint Eastwood, Eager Sensation, 70s movie or 80s movie, maybe 82 or something. But great movie. Good adventure movie. Touch the Top of the World. Haven't seen this. It was only a couple bucks, I remember. And, you know, there's not many mountain movies around, so I just try to get it for the mountain section of my movies, you know. As far as My Feet Will Carry Me, I think this is a foreign movie. But, you know, he's trapped and he's in the cold and he's got to survive. So, you know, I love movies like that. Then we have Snow Walker, same thing. This isn't really in the snow. Oh yeah, it is in the snow. Duh. The cover says snow, and I just said, if it has snow in it, what an idiot I am. But, you know, great movie. Cool adventure movies. I love the movies where they get stranded in the wilderness and have to kind of survive it. We got Island in the Sky, John Wayne, The Plane Crashes, kind of like the movie The Gray with Liam Neeson. Great movie. I have almost every single John Wayne in my collection. We got to make a video on all my John Wayne movies. But, I mean, look at the back of that. I mean, if you pick this up and you just turn the back and you're like, oh, man, look. These guys are like, they're in the wilderness and they got to fend for themselves. You totally grab this movie. So adventure-y and stuff, you know. Let's get to these and then I'm done, guys. Aspen Extreme, 90s movie. They're just about skiing and stuff. Got a good 90s childhood feel to it. We got The Survivors, Walter Matthau, Robin Williams. I think this movie's out of print. Might be worth a little money. You got Everest, you know, just a documentary on the people that went up to Everest and died. Jodie Foster narrates it, so that's kind of cool. You got Far North, you know. The only famous actor in this is Sean Bean. I'm not really a fan of him. I don't really even know what movies he did, but same thing. I mean, just a great adventure movie in the snow and stuff. Kind of cool. Looks like they have to fend for themselves. Look at that cover, guys. Then we got Never Cry Wolf, one of my favorite Disney movies in the wild besides Dances with Wolves. And I should have grabbed all my Dances with... or no, White Fang. Why did I say Dances with Wolves? Because the damn wolf on the cover, guys. But I meant to say White Fang. I should have grabbed my White Fangs for this, since I have all these mountain survivor movies, you know. Wolf movies. And The Gray. Should have grabbed The Gray. But Iron Will, another Disney adventure movie. Great movie. And, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. Spycat signing off. Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed these videos. And all the movies that I showed you tonight, get them, watch them. They're great Christmas flicks, okay? See you guys later.